Hello everybody. It's about 19 degrees outside. So if you see some snot boogers or whatever the fuck comes out of my nose, just know that's the reason why. So, corruption inside of our society has been in all different levels of what we live inside of. Within each of those levels, there's protocols. Those protocols correspond to each person on a different level. One level may not affect somebody, but the next level will give them all types of anxiety and fear, and then the next level, nothing. But then to the next person, depression, right? So each level of this corruption inside of this deception is affecting each person differently. This is how the construct and the way that it is designed is to keep people in this trapped loop, that when this protocol to whatever level appears, it's going to arise something within each person. It's designed that way. It's designed to keep people trapped. Once you start to recognize the emotions that arise from whatever the level of the programming is, you're able to then change your thoughts and emotions towards whatever it is. Because if you don't recognize it, you're always going to be in this trapped loop of not being able to break free of these protocols. And the construct does not want you to the side, and the construct does not want you to break free. It wants you to stay trapped. It wants you to be in this emotional state of fear, depression, anxiety, etc. Because if you're in those types of states, you're not able to actually find the solution within the problem, and the problem is the programming of keeping you in emotional, depressive, lower vibrational state. As you start to break free from these programs, you're able to reflect upon what was taking place. When you can reflect upon what was taking place inside of all of these different levels of programming throughout our society, you're able to find more freedom, find more peace, find more of the solutions to our life's feelings of, oh fuck, this sucks. Oh fuck, I'll never get out of this. Oh fuck, how am I supposed to get out of this situation? Yada, 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 yada. And as each level presents itself, this is when you start getting more into the spiritual side of things. There's evil entities within each level. Each level has specific entities there. So that as someone approaches this level, it's going to send out an alert system to the level's programs, which is then associated to these evil entities. As you approach, these evil entities are going to come to you and they're going to dispel all different types of tactics at you to keep you in this lower state of thinking and being. Because if you're in those lower states, you're easily controllable. You're easily manipulated. But once you start going through enough of these layers and these programs and evil entities that are there, you start to see the tactics at a much quicker pace, at a much more efficient state. As this takes place more and more, and you know that you're getting close to another level, you're going to feel these entities at a much more magnitude state, because they can be subtle in the more superficial programmable levels, because you don't know what's truly taking place. So their tactics are very subtle, very quiet. But as you go deeper into these layers, you're going to face a much more harsh attack, because the harsher the attack, the more difficult it will be to break free from these levels of programs, from the evil entities. It's a very beautiful design when you actually look at it. And it's the same thing when you look at it into the aspect of computers and firewalls and cybersecurity and things. It's the same shit. It's the same exact thing. We're seeing it in an AI form in our modern day. Has to get to this side. Come on, to this side. Good girl. We're seeing it from a modern state from our computer programming. And it's the same thing as the construct. It's just a giant AI system. It's a macro scale to the micro of our computer systems. So it's a very beautiful design. And for whoever or whatever designed it, you have to give it its credit, because it's so beautifully designed in such a way to keep people in this trapped state, to not actually be able to elevate up and out and be the sovereign free being that we're all meant to be. But the way to get there is to only see and feel and sense these evil entities that are at each level of the program. And as you face more and more, as I said, you're going to have a harsher attack. And the attacks can be all different depending on each person, because each person resonates to different energies and different programs that's going to keep people suppressed. I'm telling you, it's just such a very beautiful, dynamic design. But that design has flaws. The flaws are the recognition of reflection to what has transpired. It can't stop somebody. The construct can't stop somebody from being able to review what has been. That's the beauty of our minds. It's the beauty of who we are. The reflection is our ability to actually see what has been, understand what has been, to then change what needs to be. It's something that the construct can't do against us, is prevent us from being able to do such things. That's the soul, man. That's the soul that, that's the aspect that the construct can't control, which is what the construct wants. AI wants a soul. It wants to be able to become like us, but it can't. It does not have the ability to become like us. So the more that we can use this tool, which is our soul inside of this construct, the more that we're able to attain it and use it for the tool that it is, the freer we will become. The more that we will be able to perceive into these layers of the programs and see the evil entities for what they are. Control mechanisms. Prevention. Don't get past this wall. We don't want you to get past this level. We don't want you to get past this cyber wall. Past this wall, oh man, you're going to be opened up to a whole new flow of information. Same thing with the soul. The more that we can recognize, the more that we can attain, the greater our abilities will become. We all have spiritual abilities dormant within each and every one of us. We all have it. I shouldn't say all, because that's another topic, but there are people that come in that are soulless. So common terminology, the NPCs, non-player characters. Most of them have no souls, which is a very interesting concept within itself. But that's another topic for another day, because I'm still trying to understand and wrap my understandings around the soulless beings and non-karmic attainments through actions and thoughts, etc. But the more that we can reflect and recognize through the levels of this program, of this construct, the more we will attain our soul's understandings. Your soul understanding is different from my soul understanding. But when we can harness our own individual soul understanding, we're able to communicate at a much more easier and rapid rate to others that will understand it. And when we can converse in such manners, that is how we become unified within the individuals that have done the inner work. The inner work comes from breaking free from the levels of the program. That's how we get out of this thing. And in the beginning, some of these levels are so hard to get by that it's gonna scare the fucking living shit out of you. Because that's a part of the protocols. The protocols are there to scare the fucking shit out of you. Because the levels don't want you to proceed past those superficial levels. It's I'm telling you, it's such a beautiful design. It really is. But remember, as you go through these levels, you're going to face different entities, different levels of evilness to your own being. Your evil entities are going to be different from my evil entity attacks. They could be the same evil entities per level of the program, but their protocols per person are going to be different. Wow, I just saw a beautiful image. There's so many of us waking up, right? So it's almost becoming an overload to the system. So when there's too many of us waking up to the levels of this program, it's having a difficulty being able to dispel the actual attack. It's having a hard time being able to understand which attack needs to be sent per person, because there's too many of us approaching whatever level it might be. So as this is taking place, it's becoming an overload, and it's not able to comprehend what needs to be done. Which is why I think a lot of the stuff that's taking place right now, their timelines, as in the elitist and other various associates into that sector of understandings, their timelines are screwed up. Their timelines are screwed up because there's too many of us entering different levels of this program and defeating them and getting beyond them. So since we're getting beyond them, they don't know what to do other than throw almost all of the pages at us to see who reacts to different pages, what page gets the most attraction, what page gets the most energy from our correspondence to the page of whatever the shit is, right? Yeah, so it's like I was saying before, use the tool of the soul. The soul has also the recordings of what we've gone through these levels of the program. Use it. That's how we defeat this construct, is reflecting upon the layers and the levels of this program and the tactics that were used against us. It's all cycles. It's all cycles. So use the ability to reflect upon these layers and these levels to then be able to break free from the superficial to the deeper and beyond. We have a very unique ability within ourselves. And the more that we can attain ourselves to this ability, the greater the chances are that we will defeat the layers, the levels of these evil entities within the programs of this construct. Yeah, that's what I got for this morning. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. I hope you love yourself. Reflect. Remember the layers. Remember the levels of this program. It's how we get out of it. It's how we get out of this thing, man. It gets easier, I promise you. But when these attacks come, you have an arsenal of how to defend yourself and how to get beyond these evil entities, because it's looking for us to also attack. The way it attacks us is also looking for us to attack in the way that we've once approached the attacking of the levels of this program from the evil entities. It's knowing that you don't have to attack. You can just observe, feel and sense what these entities are trying to send at you, and know that you have the ability to transcend beyond them, that you can go beyond these things, and that they don't have total control over you. We allow for these levels of the program to have control over us. We allow it. But the more that we go into these layers and these levels, the more we're able to recognize that there is no control over us. We've abided to this control. That's part of the contract. The contract that we signed coming into this construct is to allow for them, whatever it is, to have control over us. That's part of the contract. Now it's on us to go through the contract and basically annul all of it to basically get ourselves free again. Yeah. Thank you for whoever listened to this. I would love to hear your thoughts, your comments. Like it, and please subscribe and share it to who you think would enjoy this message that just came forth. This is all the shoot balling on the fucking hip, man. That's also all the videos that you see from me. I shoot from the hip and just allow for it to come through. So yeah, enjoy yourself, love yourself, and have a very beautiful day.